check it out. It's time for this old crawler to get moving off to different pastures, I guess. Oh, it's an International 125 Series E with power shift, and this property's been sold, or actually it's on the market. I don't know if they got an offer yet or not, but they want to get this out of here. And supposedly it's only been sitting here for about 10 years. It ran good, so this should just fire right up and drive on out of here. They said there was an issue with one of the sprockets. They got a couple new parts, I think, for it. But in this video, we're gonna just kind of do a little assessment and then fire it up, maybe get it off to a new buyer, you know, something. But one cool feature about it is it's got this 4-in-1 clamshell bucket, whatever you want to call it. That's pretty neat. You can grab like logs and such. I see that it's not in perfect shape though, you know, it's blown out down there on the bottom. And I was actually reading about these a little bit. Apparently it's notorious for these to get kind of bent up and broken, because if you're grabbing a log, often it's going to clamp harder on this side, and then the hydraulics will clench down harder over there, and you know, have nothing grab and bend the bucket. But anyway, so let's continue this spin around. I like that I see it's got the exhaust stack on there. Oh, is that even connected to the exhaust? Okay, no, it's not. That's just actually just sitting in there. Because I saw we had this stack, and you know, you leave it open, you get water all inside the engine. So not really much skin in the game on this one like usual. You just throw a battery in and go, pretty much. They're not too concerned if it doesn't run. Probably end up just leaving it. You see, it does have some fresh paint on there. This was all pitted and rusted, and somebody cleaned it and painted it. These tracks, I don't know, I'd say the undercarriage looks pretty rusty and crusty to me, but I don't know what's bad on these. Don't have a ton of experience with heavy equipment. The sprocket looks decent. I've seen ones that are really sharp to a point, so that's not horrible. Oh, who's that right there? Sticking my hand in. Is that one of those caterpillars? I think. Very something critter down there. Definitely needs hoses. You guys remember I had a hose blow out once. It was the Cat 977. Shaking hands with danger, right? So let's pop in here. Comes with the can of starting fluid. And do we have any batteries? Got the floor plates, because you see those are up. And actually one newer hydraulic hose there. That doesn't look to be more than 10 or 15 years old. Is that where the batteries go? Seatbelt, oil check. And I guess we'll go back to that. Over here, I don't see an hour meter. It's got this converter oil temperature. Run, heck. Controls all free. Yeah, pretty good shape there. See again, paint job on the side. And there was a bunch of like shrubbery around this, like trees all grown over. They cut all that stuff off, which is great. Less for me to mess with. You got a sight glass on the side. That's probably hydraulic oil here. Yeah. Our fuel should be up here, right? It smells like old nasty heating oil. We'll rest on the dipstick, and we do have, yeah, we got some diesel in there. Actually about, I don't know, 8 inches in that tank. Man, yeah, these hoses on this side, the crimps are just completely rotted off. So I mean, this bucket's got to get up before it gets loaded on anybody's trailer. Let's see if it can hold. We have a fuel drain. Check. Yep, we do right there. Let's just see what we got coming off the bottom of the tank before we go cranking. This is probably gonna be clogged with rust, I would imagine, but oof, yeah, it's not flowing yet. I don't want to pop that out completely. It's gonna spray my face. Yeah, plugged. Here we go. No water in that. It ain't fresh diesel, but looks good. The water would settle to the bottom. And then just beyond that is our petcock, which is open. Yeah, check the rest of our fluids. Oh, so that exhaust outlet is just on the side of the muffler. It'll be blowing through, and this is a 4-cylinder non-turbo diesel. Oh, low pressure, yep. Nice green cooling up to level. And for motor oil, you got nice Black City diesel oil, about a 1/2 inch below the full. You gotta love how these old machines have lockable covers, so you can't sabotage you. Throw a padlock on. At least you'll know if they sabotage you, because I cut the padlock. Oh, I think I've seen enough. We'll throw some batteries in and crank it over, because the day's not too long. I guess the battery box must be here, right? Yeah, with this lock. And these. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, hour meter. 3,488 hours. A little home in here. Does this have a lock? Yes. It's rusted though. I got this one Marine starting battery. I would assume it'd be 24 volt, but I don't know. Let's start with this, see what it does. Definitely needs a new cable end, but we'll see if we can get by with this one for now. File it off and clamp it down. Terminals are clean, tight, and live. We got the world's most dangerous positive terminal holder. We are locked out in neutral. All the other levers seem to be neutraled out too. Let's give it a little bump on the starter switch. Nothing. Oh, it's this little fold up. Look at that. You can even secure your gauges. Ether injection. That one's seized up. I didn't think it would just, fire right up. Suppose there's no key anywhere for this. There's got to be one, right? Some kind of key. So now we poke around. I notice this 2-wire coming out, heavy gauge, but not sure where that would go. I think our starter's on the other side. We got another primary wire hanging out over here, and right behind that should be the starter solenoid. Starter right beneath it. Now I got a positive wire ran over to the battery. Not that one. Right to the solenoid. Oh, there it is. Solenoid clicking, but not connecting these two primaries together. Before we bump this over, we should probably get ready to shut it off too, in case it takes off, we can't shut it off, right? Here's our injection pump, and actually it looks like we're in the full throttle position. I don't see electronic solenoid at first glance, but I do see wire hanging out. And look at that, it seems we're in the full throttle position. Good thing we checked that. That's probably idle, and then to shut it off, you just push it down. Okay, we'll leave it at idle for now. And this linkage is free, not seized up. And we'll bypass that upper solenoid. Oh, engine's locked up, or we don't have enough juice. Now I just looked it up, and these do indeed have a 12-volt starter. Of course, we'll have that little car battery, so we'll get some more juice to it. This probably takes, definitely 2, maybe 3 batteries, and much larger and stronger. If there was easier access, I'd like to just get a, something on the crank pulley, but I'm not gonna crawl down there right now. And belt's completely loose on it. And I guess we could probably get it from the side here, but throw a little more juice at it. I have got just the thing. World's strongest jump pack, at least the strongest I've ever used. The Goodall Start-All. These are pricey, but boy, I mean, I've started semis. I take 2-3 batteries, full-size batteries with this, and crank it over. you know. A lot of power in this. Got it going right to the positive cable at starter. We got a nice clean frame ground here. Now, locked up, poached. And you can tell it's drawing a lot of current because watch the battery cable. See that thing flexing? Also, after sitting for a minute or two, these cables are nice and warm. So yeah, we're drawing. Starter's in good shape. It's doing its thing. It's just not happy trying to budge this thing over. So we either got water in the cylinder, I'd say, but the engine it didn't budge at all. And we got to get a crank bar, a bar on there to bar it over. The crank pulley bolt, or whatever that is, does not have a hex on it to budge it over. I'm a little disappointed that there's no hex on that front, but peeking around, and I am happy to see that there's an access cover here where the starter goes in the housing, so we should be able to get to the flywheel gear and budge it over with that. Let's see what's under this cover.
Gosh.
Oh, that's got a double whammy. Dropped the socket down in between the tracks. And I went to go lean down, reach in between. And what's behind me? This. I just took that sharp edge right to the buttocks. Oh. Yes, there's the flywheel. Actually, really clean in here too. So I don't want to go busting any of the ring gear teeth, but get the pry bar and do a little light action. It is, it's replaceable ring gear too. Not that it's easy to do. You gotta pull the whole thing out. So let's not chip any teeth. Good reason to try out this new Pittsburgh 48-inch. See if it's complete junk or not. Really tight. Might be a good idea to pull the injectors out and shoot some lubricant down the cylinders or bore scope it. Well, you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, keep trying harder and harder until you break something. And then say, well, I should have done that the right way. Try going in reverse. Oh, there it is. It just budged. Okay. All right. See if we go forward now, if it hits that dead spot again, seized spot, hard spot, whatever. You know, valve train could be stuck open or anything too, but. Okay, yeah, so we hit the same solid spot. I'm gonna rotate this engine in reverse all the way. So far, so smooth. Guess it could be something else locked up too, in a pump or transmission. Oh, there we are. We hit the tight spot again. Oh yeah, that's solid. Oh, ain't no budging past that. Yeah, now that we're rotated all the way the opposite direction, one would say, well, you just crank it over and see if it blows past, but it's probably not gonna, and that's how you break something worse than it already is. You guys want me to try it anyway, don't you, though? I kind of do. Got nothing to lose. And inertia does have power. It'll probably just stop, though. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Broke right past it. That's what I'm talking about. I can't believe I couldn't budge that past with the pry bar. I mean, I was really wailing on it too. I didn't want to break a tooth, like I said, but that's pretty good. Now, that goes to show you how much power this thing has. That's full fuel. I think we'll take a peek at this air filter too. Oh, I love that. The wing nut's built into the cover so you can't lose it. Man, they really thought of it all. Actually not bad at all. Wow, double filter. Here we go. That's some serious filtration right there. And yeah, we could have just shot it in up here, and it has a screen too, but I figured that we would take a look anyway. Plus, not that this thing's gonna run away, but if it did, shove a towel in there. Now we have direct access to the intake to slow her down. Here we go. Well, little shot. Okay, runs, and then I immediately started getting shot with hydraulic fluid out of that one. So it was only missing me by like a touch. It was shooting right up over this way. And that goes over to the clamshell hydraulics, which clamshell control is in the open position. So cool. Well, it's just loosey-goosey, flopping in the wind. But I guess I'll wedge it into the middle there, block it. Oh, there goes the mouse. Did you see him? He's coming out. There we go. That's in the hold position. So now it shouldn't flow any hydraulic fluid. Oh, still leaking out of there. Never mind. I should have taken a closer look. This is just flopping in the wind. It's supposed to be attached right there, and the rod's broken off. So let's pull that piston out some with the pry bar. And I got the piston unseized, moving freely, and that should be neutraled out. Oh! What the heck? Was that just a pile of leaves that got pulled up in there? Yeah, I think so. Oh, it was a mouse nest. Yeah. Otherwise, running good. She's a runner. It was just a little bit of, banging and prying and good old international. Underload, it does spin both tracks. Well, it did run and drive, but I think when we were putting load on the trans, spinning the tracks, it blew out another hose maybe down in here because it doesn't want to move now. I see oil all underneath. Oh yeah, so we blew out some kind of trans hose. Oh yeah. There you go. All right, so it needs one of those. I was smart enough to put these plates back in place and a makeshift seat in case one of these hoses blew out, but yeah, I don't have to clean these leaves out. Back over here a few days later, we gotta try to find out what hose blew. So see if it starts right up, and then take a look. I'm hoping it's not underneath where you gotta drop the belly pan, but it probably is. Well, fired up real good with a quick crank over, but unfortunately I didn't see any oil leaking up here. You see, we had that one new hose. I was hoping it was a simple one, but as it was sitting there idling, I did see it pouring out of the belly pan again, so that's gonna come down. So here's where we're gonna go. This unit is for sale. And wait till you hear the special YouTube price. You might not be interested, but maybe you know somebody that is. I would love to see this machine saved and put back to work. I, of course, don't have a property large enough for it, a trailer large enough to move it, or a truck large enough to pull that trailer at the moment. 18,500 pounds, that's a big, heavy, old piece of iron. But as you've seen in this video, it has just so much life left in it. And think of me as more of the assessor. I go out, I check vehicles, fix some things, and it just doesn't make sense for me to dump another few days into this when I have a pile of other projects, including a garage I'm trying to fix up right now. So that being said, the price I'm going to throw out there is $1,000 to somebody that wants to come get this. Now, keep in mind, at $1,800 where it's listed, I mean, that's like scrap value on this. You could cut this up and scrap it and probably even make some profit, because this is heavy metal. You know, I guess it's number one unprepared right now. I don't know what they're paying on that, but if you prepare it, I don't know what the current prices are, but it used to be as high as like $15, $16 a 100 pounds for this kind of stuff. That would be an absolute sin. So of course this would be much better to find somebody that's going to put all the hoses on it and get it out of here. Now it does currently need a winch to be pulled out, and this driveway, I'm going to show you at the end of the video. The driveway's got a couple boulders, looks a little bit tight. So if you're still interested at this point, bear with me. But best offer and quickest pickup is the one that gets accepted, and I always update you guys in a future video. What I will say is, if somebody wants to come up here that's with the trailer, and I'll give you a hand dropping that belly pan and finding out what hose. Hopefully it's an easy one. I guess it's kind of a dice roll on this machine, because it could be something larger. I would imagine it's just a hose floating around down there. It's not a big deal, but you never know. At $1,000, it's an absolute steal, especially if you have one of these units and you need parts for it. You want to get that 4-in-1 clamshell. I mean, come on. Because if this doesn't move, then it's just going to stay here with the property when they sell it. So they're essentially getting nothing. And anyway, that's enough rambling. Let me show you this driveway, and then we will jump on to some other stuff. By the way, this Grand Cherokee here, I was asking them, about maybe grabbing it. I can't believe they left the window down sitting here for who knows how long. But this is not for sale. I would love to grab it, do a video on it, but this is, I guess, her sister's or sister-in-law or something, and they don't want to sell it yet or whatever. I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's something that's just going to get hauled off to the scrapyard if they don't do nothing, but that's the story on that. By the way, I forget if I mentioned in the video or not, but they do have a brand new set of sprockets to go with it. I think those are brand new, yeah. I mean, if not, they're really, really nice. Let me take you down this driveway now, where we are backed up to plenty of space to back a trailer up. But you'll see. So I had one guy that wants to come with a tri-axle rollback, and I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, you might make it up, but you might not. So I was like, let me get a video and show you. And when you pull up, you can pull this way and then back into there, no problem. You see, this is a neat house and 16-acre property, but it actually has the neighbors butted right up against it, which is like, I would never be interested in that. If you're gonna get 16 acres, you better have a little privacy from your neighbors. As you see, this part totally fine. Now it gets a little tight here, but you see, we do have this bump out right in front of me, so you can swing it a little wider than usual, looking down at the Delaware River. This is kind of the part where I'm like, you got these boulders and then a ledge drop off. Sorry if that's not focusing. So I don't know. I mean, that's a decent little turn. Let me get out and show you. You got plenty of width, and there's trees to hold you from falling over the ledge. But yeah, as you come on this turn, I guess you can keep it pretty straight, but if your trailer hits that, you're gonna get a little jammed up here. So that angle will hopefully help somebody determine if they can make it up or not. Coming down the rest of this, pretty much, you know, a non-issue. I actually left this guy a note over here. He's got a bunch of old cars sitting in there. So, and then you have this last bend before you're out on Main Road. It's just, this is no issue at all. This is the time of year when I try to stop driving the Ram and just keep one truck on the road. You know, I can't salt them both up. I got my little trailer cleared off. I head back over to that property and get the 275 tank. There was PVC pipes and maybe some other stuff. Got this receiver. It's gonna weld it in place, but I'm thinking maybe we'll just bolt it right through the front. That's pretty stout. Yeah, I think that's a good solution. That way we can pull the tank on with the handy winch. 34.5. I've got these sweet drill bits from boltdepot.com. Nothing like some brand new sharp bits that are organized. Like butter. That ain't going nowhere. Yeah, this should be a sweet little tank to have. Looks like maybe an in-ground, you know, over here. I don't know, this tank might be rotted out. Really sitting down into the ground. I know inside it looked pretty good, but did get the legs exposed, so I'm gonna hook to those, see what it does. Might just rip them right off the bottom, really. Let's see what this does. There it goes. Oh, it was trailer, I guess it was pushing down. Let's see what it was doing. Yeah, it's pushing down, just broke that. So we'll have to put something nicer in there. This needs a new floor soon anyway. Very nice. Other thing I'm grabbing is these 4-inch PVC pipes. Got a 6-inch sewage one too, but these thick wall PVCs, guess how much these 10-footers are at Home Depot right now? $48 plus tax. So great for a drainage project that you plan on driving vehicles over. Get that thick wall pipe, you know. All in all, I got 10 10-footers. It's $500 retail. Not bad. I've got to show you guys this. This dumpster diving the other day, and I found these huge rolls of plastic. It's actually got like a sticky back to it too. These are, apparently they were used for wrapping brand new cabinets to protect them. But I set them here in the living room, and look who crawled out. The cutest little slug is making his way across the floor. I'm just like, oh man, he wouldn't survive in here. There's not enough moisture. So we'll get you back out into the rain.
He's got a hair attached to him now.
try to poke his eyeballs again. So, alien-like. Our floors are kind of dirty. Okay, Bubs, time to go out. What is that sensor on the side of him? Is that his hearing? See, there's like a... Oh, my finger looks terrible. And back out into the wild. I just wanted to chime in here at the end of the video. It's 4 a.m. Sunday morning. Just finished doing the final edits, so get this last clip in. I wanted to thank you guys very much for tuning into the video and the channel all year. It's been a great 2024, so I thank you guys very much for the support. The merch sales, November and December were record months, so thank you guys very much for going over to NoNonsenseKnowHow.com and picking stuff up. It helps out big time, and it's so neat to see you guys over in other countries around the entire world sporting the logo. You know, it's very humbling. So hopefully we get a good buyer lined up on this international. I think we'll find a good home. I always try to give a discount for somebody that finds, that wants to buy it through the video, but please have a plan if you're interested, because I do have it up at 1,800, and I had a lot of interested people, but people want to come up with their pickup truck and their 10K trailer. I'm like, no, you got to have a game plan of getting up there and getting it out, and that's that. Well, thank you guys, and Merry Christmas to you. Coming up just a few days from now. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and see you probably in another week or two. Hey, Mr. Turbo. What are you doing over here? The rest of the fam's all sleeping. Not you, though. You're a night fox. Yeah. We gotta clean up in here. Looking kind of dirty. You bringing all the dirt in with you. Good night, Bubs. I'm going to bed.